Hello, everyone. Somebody asked yesterday in the comments to yesterday's report on Ukraine whether there was a way to track all of the different Russian oil refineries and such that Ukrainian military had struck so far. And I didn't know. So we were joking like we need a list, or better yet, we need a map. And then I thought, surely somebody had thought of that, and I was right. We do have a map with colors, with markers, with a scale. So, if you have trouble tracking how much damage Ukraine had done so far to Russia's oil industry, which is one of Russia's most powerful grips on the rest of the world, you can go and look. It's fabulous. And I'm sure they are going to have fun updating it going forward. So far, the map covers all of the hits in December of 2024 and January 2025. So this is where it is. Look at the top there, the iPaper website. So pop over, go check it out. More good news. The allegedly elite and wonderfully trained North Korean troops have been pulled off the front lines. Any idea why that could be? I mean, that is the portion of them that is left. If you recall, so we had about 11,000 of them sent in, and then we started, getting the news trickling in. 10 had perished, and then 20, and then hundreds. So the last report I saw was, I think, a week ago. I need to recheck this. But 4,000 of them were confirmed to be out of commission. And that's total casualties. So that is both those killed and those who were wounded and couldn't fight anymore. So over a third of them. So now they've been pulled off the front lines because, as has been pointed out, they are incompetent. All they turned out to be good at was digging trenches and shooting their own wounded. So we'll see what happens next. And I'm kind of wondering what is going to be the conversation between Russia and North Korea on the subject. Now, the Russian military shouldn't be surprised because North Korea has been sending stuff to Russia, including military supplies. And a lot of their military supplies turned out to be kind of crap. We had instances of bombs and rockets exploding on the ground or exploding in the launcher in the case of missiles, or not exploding at all or reaching their target. And not, I mean, there's like a whole bunch of stuff. There's a lot of evidence at this point. So why did anyone expect that North Korean soldiers that were sent were going to be any better than North Korean equipment? Just asking. Meanwhile, the war goes on. There's been just another one in the endless series of drone attacks. This was in the Ukrainian city of Sumy. The attack targeted a residential block of buildings. There were casualties, including an elderly couple. Images have been circulated showing basically a big hole in the building. And again, this has been pretty consistent for Ukrainian military and secret services, and Ukrainian intelligence. They understand that credibility is kind of important, especially when it comes to maintaining the reputation of the country and getting the aid. So whenever there is an attack, particularly with civilian casualties, they have been really good at providing evidence, such as photographs from the site, wherever possible, satellite imagery, tracking information, telemetry if they could get it for the drones, and so on and so forth. And look who is backpedaling. Tulsi Gabbard. Woo! The Russian girlfriend. Now that she's up for a confirmation hearing before the Senate Intelligence Committee, she is backpedaling hard when it comes to her views that Russia was provoked into invading Ukraine. So I'm glad that folks are not cutting her any slack. Specifically, Colorado Senator Michael Bennet reminded her of her scandalous tweet in which she said that the war could have been easily avoided if NATO acknowledged Russia's security concern, which she said were legitimate. And the question, of course, was like, what security concern? There is still no NATO presence in Ukraine, and never was. What the fuck is the problem? The two latest NATO members joined NATO because Russia attacked Ukraine, so it turned out to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I'm glad, like I said, they are giving her hell because of that. Sweden is pledging an additional military aid package. And again, they're right. Sweden is another country that has a tense history with Russia. So, yeah, once again, they know. Update on a former British soldier who went to Ukraine to fight on the Ukrainian side, as did a lot of private citizens. Once again, I'd like to emphasize that they went as private citizens. They were not officially dispatched there to represent their country. That was just their wish as individuals. So he was captured and is now in Russian custody. So right now he's facing terrorism and mercenary charges, which are likely to land him with a very long and painful sentence in a Russian jail. So, again, I understand, governments, people, what you're going to say, oh, well, it was his decision. Well, apparently, some of your citizens are better understanding the threat that Putin presents than their own government. Maybe you should listen how and why he made that decision. And maybe you should make the same decision. Because Russia can arrest and sentence one person. It can't arrest and sentence the entire world. And then there's the continued conflict with the pro-Russian Slovakia. Ukraine's foreign ministry summoned Slovakia's ambassador on Thursday and basically expressed frustration with Slovak Prime Minister being a parrot of Putin's. Right now, Ukraine is working hard to basically help countries affected by the gas shortage from Russia to free themselves from that particular yoke. And all that while Ukraine is fighting a war. You know what? The world can exist for like 100 years from now at this point and not be able to thank Ukraine enough for what it's doing for everybody. More to come.